His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa left the city of Salalah in the Sultanate of Oman, returning safely to the kingdom after a private visit, responding to an invitation from His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq of Oman. During the visit, His Majesty met with His Majesty Sultan Haytham, where they reviewed the distinguished historical ties and close bonds, as well as the means to enhance and develop strong cooperation and joint work between the two countries. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq bid farewell to His Majesty the King upon departure. Before departing Oman, His Majesty expressed pleasure in leaving Salalah, filled with appreciation for His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq, thanking His Majesty Sultan Haytham and to the people of Oman for the warm welcome, generous hospitality and kind invitation to visit Salalah, a beautiful tourist area that attracts visitors and tourists from within Oman and beyond, thanks to the great care His government gives it, and one of the most important tourist resorts in the Sultanate. Upon his departure, His Majesty the King sent a letter of thanks to His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq of Oman. In the letter, His Majesty expressed sincere gratitude and appreciation for the warm reception, generous hospitality and care extended to His Majesty and the accompanying delegation during the visit. He prayed to Allah Almighty to grant His Majesty Sultan Haytham abundant health and happiness. His Majesty also wished the Sultanate of Oman further progress and prosperity under His Majesty Sultan Haytham leadership. Senior members of the Omani royal family and officials were also present at the farewell. His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa returned to the kingdom following a private visit to the Sultanate of Oman. The visit was in response to an invitation from His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq of Oman. During the visit, His Majesty met with His Majesty Sultan Haytham to review the strong historical relations and discuss the means to support and strengthen close cooperation and coordination between the two countries. At the forefront of the welcoming party was His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa alongside other senior officials. His Royal Highness the Deputy King, Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, received the U.S. Ambassador to Bahrain, Stephen C. Bondi, and the Commander of the U.S. Naval Forces Central Command, Commander of the U.S. Fifth Fleet, and Commander of the Combined Maritime Forces, Vice Admiral George M. Witkoff at Gdaybiya Palace. During the meeting, His Royal Highness the Deputy King highlighted the deep-rooted Bahrain-US partnership underpinned by multi-sectoral cooperation, particularly across the military and defense sectors. His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad emphasized the importance of advancing bilateral cooperation, strengthened by various memoranda and joint agreements, including the Comprehensive Security Integration and Prosperity Agreement, CCPA. His Royal Highness the Deputy King also underscored the vital role of the United States alongside allied nations in safeguarding regional and international security and stability. The latest regional and international developments, as well as issues of mutual interest, were also discussed in the meeting. Minister of the Prime Minister's Court, His Highness Sheikh Isa bin Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, along with several senior officials, also attended the meeting. The Minister of the Prime Minister's Court, His Highness Sheikh Isa bin Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, welcomed President of the Civil Service Bureau, CSB, Sheikh Daij bin Salman bin Daij Al Khalifa at Gdaybiya Palace. During their meeting, His Highness reviewed the latest developments regarding the CSB's implementation of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa's vision and the directives of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa. The Minister of the Prime Minister's Court underscored that the dedication of civil servants in the government sector is a source of pride, serving as the cornerstone of the kingdom's ongoing development. His Highness Sheikh Isa bin Salman also emphasized that the commitment of Bahrainis has been pivotal in enhancing government efficiency, bolstering national competitiveness, and solidifying Bahrain's standing both regionally and internationally. Furthermore, His Highness highlighted the crucial role played by the CSB in executing the strategies of the Government and Civil Service Council, chaired by His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister. The objectives of these strategies focused on achieving excellence in government performance and improving the quality and efficiency of services provided to citizens. In response, Sheikh Eid bin Salman expressed his gratitude for His Highness's unwavering commitment to developing Bahrain civil service, which significantly contributes to the continual enhancement of government operations. His Highness Sheikh Isa bin Abdullah bin Hamad Al Khalifa, owner of the Two Seas Motorsport racing team, said that a team's victory at Brands Hatch and taking the lead marks a new milestone in Bahrain's global sports journey. This achievement reflects not only the team's outstanding performance, but also Bahrain's reputation as the home of the Middle East's first Formula One race and a leading motorsport destination. He added that the win strengthens Bahrain's vision to be a global motorsport hub, showing the capabilities of Bahraini teams to compete internationally. His Highness thanked all team members and supporters for their efforts, expressing confidence ahead of the final round at Donington Park. The Bahraini British team secured pole position through Maximilian Gottes and Kevin Tse, while Charles Dawson and Kieran Joyce claimed an exciting race victory. With these results, the team remains strong contenders for the drivers' and teams' titles as the championship nears its final round next month at Donington Park. The Deputy Prime Minister Sheikh Khalid bin Abdullah Al Khalifa met at Al Ghdaybiya Palace with newly appointed Bahraini ambassadors to friendly countries, Dr. Mohammed Ali Bahzat to Belgium, Khalil Yaqub Al Khayyat to Thailand, and Ahmed Ibrahim Ligrinis to Germany. Sheikh Khalid bin Abdullah affirmed that Bahrain continues to strengthen its relations with brotherly and friendly nations, building on its foreign policy achievements of openness and constructive cooperation over past decades. He added that this aligns with the goals of the comprehensive development process led by His Majesty the King, with the follow-up of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister. The Deputy Prime Minister congratulated the ambassadors on their royal appointments and praised their diplomatic expertise, which will further enhance Bahrain's presence abroad while ensuring the care of Bahraini citizens overseas. He urged them to intensify efforts in expanding cooperation with their host countries, highlighting Bahrain's moderate stance and positive international relations, and wished them success in their national duties. The ambassadors expressed their gratitude and commitment to strengthening Bahrain's international presence and deepening cooperation with friendly countries. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Dr. Abdul Latif bin Rashid Al-Zayani, participated in the 21st Extraordinary Session of the Council of Foreign Ministers of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, OIC, member states in Jeddah. The meeting was chaired by the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Turkey, Hakan Fidan, along with the Secretary General of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, Hussein Ibrahim Taha. Dr. Zayani said that this meeting reflects the concerns of the Islamic nations regarding the ongoing humanitarian conflict and the suffering of Palestinians in the occupied territories and the shared keenness to end the war in Gaza. He affirmed Bahrain's stance in supporting the Palestinian cause, noting that it's the central cause for Islamic nations and it's critical for peace, security, and stability. He added that to achieve this, all parties must negotiate a sustainable solution for the Palestinian cause. Dr. Zayani said that the humanitarian catastrophe that is happening to the Palestinians, to the civilians in Palestine by depriving civilians of food, water, and medicine and necessities affirms our duty to support the livelihood, dignity, and freedom of Palestinians. He added that Bahrain calls for unified diplomatic action, intensified efforts with the United Nations Security Council to end the conflict, commitment to international humanitarian law, the swift release of hostages and detainees, facilitation of relief efforts, and promotion of efforts to establish a just and lasting peace in the region. Dr. Zayani praised the efforts of the Ministerial Committee stemming from the Joint Arab-Islamic Summit, commending the efforts of Saudi Arabia in leading the international coalition for a two-state solution, expressing support for the Qatari-Egyptian-American mediation efforts for a permanent ceasefire in Gaza and the release of hostages and detainees, in addition to Egyptian initiatives for recovery in Gaza. He stressed Bahrain's, through its non-permanent membership in the Security Council 2026 to 2027, will work to make the Palestinian cause one of its top priorities. The minister reiterated Bahrain's full support towards Palestinians in their quest to obtain their legitimate rights and end the occupation. The Minister of Youth Affairs stated that Youth City 2030 success was due to the royal patronage of His Majesty the King and the vital support from His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, and praised the continued focus on empowering youth. More in this report.
With renewed successes reflecting the energy and determination of Bahraini youth, the 14th edition of Youth City 2030 stood out as a national platform combining creativity and broad participation, reaffirming its role as a hub of young generation's aspiration. These achievements came under the royal patronage of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, whose visit embodied deep belief in the role of youth and the kingdom's progress. The event also followed the directives of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, who placed the youth at the heart of sustainability and a source of national energy. Further guidance from His Majesty the King's representative for humanitarian work and youth affairs and chairman of the Supreme Council for Youth and Sports, His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa, opened opportunities for training and creative programs that enhance skills and innovation. The Cabinet praised the wide participation and positive engagement as the 14th edition delivered over 230 training programs with more than 4,400 participants and nearly 6,400 quality training opportunities. Thus, Youth City 2030 continues to serve as an important ground for creativity and a source of pride for the Kingdom of Bahrain.
Under the patronage of His Highness the National Security Advisor, Commander of the Royal Guard and Secretary General of the Supreme Defense Council, Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa, the National Cyber Exercise Cyber Shield 2025 was launched. More in this report.
Under the theme Supply Chain Attacks, Bahrain's National Cybersecurity Center has launched a national cyber exercise. It involves a wide range of government bodies, vital sectors, and private companies. The exercise aims to strengthen national coordination and test effective response plans against possible cyber attacks. It also ensures key sectors are ready to face any cyber threat. The drill tests the readiness and ability to tackle complex cyber attacks by simulating real-life attacks targeting supply chains. It also improves cooperation between involved parties and encourages sharing expertise to adopt the best global practices in protecting digital infrastructure and vital sectors like communications, energy, transport, and health. As cyber threats increase worldwide, Bahrain continues to build its regional leadership in cybersecurity by investing in national capabilities and readiness. This work protects data, ensures critical services keep running, and boosts confidence in a safe digital future.
Under the patronage of His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa, the National Cyber Exercise Cyber Shield 2025 commenced under the theme Supply Chain Attacks, featuring wide participation from various government entities and the private sector. The Ministry of Industry and Commerce launched initiatives for the back-to-school season to support consumers by offering a balanced market with quality and affordable prices. The Consumer Protection Directorate introduced the Seasonal Consumers Friend initiative, inviting stores to offer discounts on school-related items like stationery, bags, uniforms, and electronics. The initiative runs until November 2025 and encourages merchants to support the community, reflecting strong cooperation between the ministry and the commercial sector. The Inspection Directorate is implementing a monitoring plan to ensure product quality, competitive pricing, and product availability for the school season. The ministry confirmed the back-to-school season is key for enhancing public-private partnership and supporting families for a successful academic start. The CEO of Tamkeen, Maha Abdel Hamid Mufiz, met with participants of the Future Bet program organized by the Bahrain Institute for Political Development to review key initiatives supporting Bahraini youth entering the job market. The meeting was attended by Dr. Ibtisam Al-Dallal, board member of the executive director of the Institute, Iman Faisal Janahi, and other officials from Tamkeen and the Institute. Mufiz emphasized the crucial role of Bahraini youth in the country's development, their contributions to innovation and increased productivity across sectors. Interactive discussions focused on Tamkeen's strategic direction and support mechanisms to help achieve its key objectives. This meeting is part of a series organized by the Institute, connecting programs participants with leaders and decision makers to prepare a competent and aware youth generation for active political engagement.